He was a weak and exhausted dog waiting to die in an ice-cold room. But now, this completely deaf Bull Terrier mix has a huge place where he will happily spend time. When the teams found Oscar on the streets of Austin, Texas, they encountered a psychologically broken dog. His eyes were crusted over, his skin was covered in infections and sores because it had not been treated for a long time. It was obvious that he also had a problem with his hind legs because he was constantly limping. The local shelter had put him on the euthanasia list, and he didn't have much time. Whoever saw him at the shelter gave him no chance due to his condition. Therefore, no one wanted to take him home. But what happened on the morning of his last day changed everything. Bully Breed's Rescue saw his single, blurry photo on the internet and did not want to just look and pass by. When Sarah went to adopt him, she froze at what she saw. Oscar, on the other hand, approached her limping and amicably leaned his wounded head against her. Feeling the coldness of the place he was in, she sadly thought about how Oscar stayed there. Then, for 20 days, her life revolved around vet rushes, antibiotics, and trying to get him to eat something to restore Oscar to his health. However, the real nightmare was just beginning. Oscar's infected ears were almost destroyed. The vets wanted to talk to Sarah. They said there was only one way to relieve this great pain, and that was a total ear ablation. They had to completely remove his ear canals. Sarah gripped the examination table tightly after this news, her knuckles turning stark white. She knew the surgery would leave him permanently deaf. That night, she lay next to him on his dog bed, her hand on his rib cage. She was in the terror of being about to make his silent, dark world even more frightening. Could a dog who had suffered this much ever feel safe again? The moment the anesthesia wore off, Oscar gave them his answer. With all that pain coming to an end, a very different dog emerged. For a long time, he was sick of all this because of that pain and trauma. He was stubborn and trying to escape treatment, but now he wanted to play wildly with his pit bull sister Ramona and the family cat Sprite. Of course, since he lost his hearing in this process, he did not leave Sarah's side like her shadow until he got used to this situation. After a while, he could find his way around the house thanks to the vibration of Sarah's footsteps on the floor. But the strangest, most beautiful thing Oscar does happens outside. Whenever they go for a walk together, as Oscar passes by hanging branches, leaves, or tall grass, he heads straight there. He closes his eyes, moves in extreme slow motion, and lets the textures glide across his face and back. He literally melts into this sensation, soaking up tiny drops of peace. Sarah realized that this was his unique way of feeling a world he could not hear. Seeing that he enjoyed these, Sarah redesigned the backyard of the house. She hung thick yarns, velvet tassels, and weeping willow branches on the fences. She built him his own sensory garden to wander around in. It was a peaceful and proud situation for Sarah that the yard they used occasionally now served a great purpose. Oscar didn't need a flawless body or perfect hearing. He just needed someone to sit in the silence with him and prove that the worst days were finally over. I hope you enjoyed the story. Don't forget to follow the Healing Paw for new stories.